He's the senior communications advisor to the presidential transition team and reportedly the leading candidate to become President-elect Trump's press secretary. Sean, great to see you. So, all right, let's get right to it. Have you been offered the position of White House press secretary?
No, I have not.
If offered the position, would you take it?
Oh, absolutely. I would take anything that the president asked me to do. I've shoveled the driveway of the South Lawn or mow the lawn, whatever he asks. This president has a real agenda of change, and I'd be glad to play a role in anything that he asked me to do to help advance that agenda.
If not an explicit offer, have they discussed the job with you?
Well, I don't get into specific conversations that I've had privately with either the president-elect or anyone else senior.
Got you there. Okay, I got you. Now, you're set, according to our own John Roberts, they are saying that you are a leading candidate. Others are suggesting an announcement is imminent. Do you believe that we might get an announcement, whoever it is, as soon as tomorrow?
It could be any time. Look, I think I've now had an opportunity to be around the president-elect most of the time since he won the election. And when he makes a decision, he lets it be known, and there's no equivocating. So when he makes his mind up, he'll let us know, and we'll get the word out.
There's also a report that Reince Priebus, in taking the job as chief of staff, said this is a package deal. Sean Spicer has to be the press secretary. That's the only way I'm going to take this, because he hearts you. And
well,
is that true?
I heart him.
No,
I heart him.
Do you believe
is
there a chance there's a package deal? That a package deal has already been prearranged?
No, absolutely not. Look, Mr. Trump doesn't take package deals. He takes the best deals. Again, as I said, I'd be honored to do anything to help advance his agenda. But there never was a deal, and he chose Reince based on the effectiveness and the success that he had of running the RNC, and wanted to bring that to the White House to help the American people move forward. So there's never been any kind of deals, and if anyone knows anything about putting together good deals, it would be Donald Trump.
Okay, well, maybe that is a good deal in his mind. That maybe he likes that package
Hopefully.
deal. All right, so let's talk about the media. You know, there was this discussion with Reince Priebus on Hugh Hewitt's show about how the relationship with the media would change and whether there would be daily White House press briefings. I don't think the viewers care about who sits where in the White House press briefing room, but would you advocate for daily presidential or White House press briefings for the White House press corps?
Well, I think we have to look at everything. And so I don't know that they need to be daily. I don't know that they all need to be on camera. And I think that's a view shared by a lot of former White House press secretaries, a view by some in the media, in fact, that the White House press briefings have become somewhat of a spectacle. And so maybe there's a more effective way of delivering the news and having a more appropriate adult conversation with the media to inform them of the president's actions as opposed to an on-camera activity. But it's not a yes or a no. I think what you've seen with Donald Trump is real change. He's not going to settle for the status quo and the business as usual is over.
But is he going to bounce reporters out who's,
No, look, he's not going to bounce anybody out.
Like he did in the campaign?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He has a healthy belief in the First Amendment and the understanding and the role of the free press.
Then if he's so healthy, why did he ban him during the campaign?
Because there's a difference. He understands the role of president and the role of the White House. That's a vastly different view than being at a campaign rally that's paid for by the campaign, funded by him, by his own dollars, at a private venue. He has the right to control access to that.
All right, so you're saying so if the New York Times does a scathing editorial on President Trump, they're still going to let the New York Times reporters in the press briefing room and have access just the same as all the other news organizations?
They're in the pool right now, and they still have scathing editorials and pretty poor reporting. So
yes. The answer to my question is yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The other question, the children are taking a hit, Donald and Eric, for sitting in on these briefings when they're supposed to be running the Trump Organization. Can they do both? Can that continue after the inauguration?
Well, I think what Mr. Trump is going to do is lay out and delineate the difference between the role that he and anyone else will play in advancing his agenda in this government and what he will do with his business. But it will be made crystal clear, and the line will be pretty bright as to what's business and what's government. But right now, as far as the role of the children...
do you see the potential conflict in letting the sons...
I do. There is a potential...
who are running the Trump Organization sit in on government meetings, on presidential political meetings?
Well, first and foremost, when it comes to Mr. Trump himself as president, the law is clear that he cannot have a conflict of interest. However, because he wants to ensure that he's focused on the American people and moving this country forward, he has taken the additional step of saying that he wants to make sure that the line is clear, and then that will happen. As far as the children are concerned, with respect to the transition, Their names are listed on the website. They were announced. This meeting that we had yesterday, we brought the press in. Everyone who comes up and down the elevator is there for cameras to see. I think that when it comes to transparency, we've been much more transparent when it comes to this transition than probably any transition in the past.
No, that's
when
true.
it comes to,
but you can be transparent about something that's inappropriate too. Just because you're transparent doesn't mean it's okay. So the question is, do you see the Trump sons maintaining this role in these meetings, these cabinet-level meetings and meetings with foreign leaders after Trump is inaugurated, and Donald and Eric are supposed to be running the Trump business?
I think once the president-elect becomes president, he will have laid out exactly how he's going to delineate between his role and the family's role as government officials or government activities, and his role and their role when it comes to pertaining to
I got to go, but I got to ask
business.
you this last question. Dana Perino said that when you're White House press secretary, you have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Are you going to do that? Are you going to work those 18-hour days, wake up at 4:30? It doesn't pay well. You got, just the disgusting media, as Trump would say, firing unfair questions at you. Well, why would you want that job?
Well, as I said earlier, it's not just that job, it's any job.
But 4:30 in the morning?
I already get up at 5, so you might as well get up a half hour earlier.
Good gracious. Good luck to you, Sean. Great to see you.
Thanks.